You're here because you want to get smart, fast, right? Sort of cut through the noise and really get what matters.
Exactly.
Well, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, a phenomenon in India, really, MS Dhoni and his impact on cricket.
Yeah, and we're basing this on some really rich material.
Yeah.
But we've looked at excerpts from a conversation that digs deep into his career, his significance. Think of us as your guides through that discussion.
That's it. Our mission here for this deep dive is to go beyond just the stats, the trophies.
Hmm.
We want to find that core of why Dhoni became, well, more than just a player, why a whole nation got behind him.
What were those qualities, really? The things that made him such a legend?
Okay, so let's get into it, this journey.
The conversation we looked at, it really paints this picture of like an almost mythical rise, doesn't it? From Ranchi, not exactly a cricket factory back then,
Right.
to lifting that World Cup. I mean, that journey alone kind of cemented his legendary status for so many people. What stands out to you about that?
For me, it's just how improbable it all felt. You've got this guy, smaller town, makes it big, leads the country to huge wins.
Yeah.
And here's the bit that gets really interesting, and something the source material keeps coming back to. Even with all that insane fame, he stayed so humble, so grounded.
It's almost counterintuitive, isn't it?
Totally.
The picture painted is someone who just kind of defied the usual superstar mold.
Right.
In sports, you often get these huge personalities,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, big egos.
But Boney, quiet, composed, especially when the pressure was absolutely immense. That seemed to be key to his appeal for, well, millions.
And that calm wasn't just for show, was it? It wasn't just on the surface.
No, absolutely not.
It seeped into his leadership, his decisions on the field, like his ability to read the game, the conversation we analyzed. It even compared him to, like, a chess grandmaster.
Always thinking ahead.
Yeah, thinking moves ahead. How did that actually, play out?
Well, what's fascinating, and the source really highlights this, is seeing it in specific moments. Take the 2007 T20 World Cup final.
Oh, yeah.
Giving Joginder Sharma that last over. He wasn't the most experienced guy for that exact pressure cooker moment.
Not the obvious choice at all.
No. It surprised everyone. What does that kind of decision tell you about him?
It just screams conviction, doesn't it? Like a deep trust in his own read of the situation, even if everyone else is thinking something different.
Mm-hmm.
The conversation suggests he saw something specific there, maybe a matchup, maybe how the batsmen were feeling the pressure, something others missed.
And boom, it worked. Paid off big time.
Exactly. It really shows his faith in his own judgment and, crucially, his faith in his players, even the less experienced ones.
And that kind of innovative thinking wasn't just captaincy, right? It was his batting, too.
Yeah, definitely.
The helicopter shot. The conversation we're looking at, it actually links that right back to his early days playing tennis ball cricket.
Right. So it wasn't just flash.
No, it came from somewhere practical. He adapted it brilliantly for the international stage. Became incredibly effective, didn't it?
Oh, hugely effective. It shows that adaptability, the innovation. It wasn't just for style points. It was a weapon, a way to score runs, often under massive pressure.
Became his signature, really.
Totally. A symbol of his unique approach. And speaking of unique, iconic moments, the 2011 World Cup final.
Ah, yes. That final, the winning six. The conversation we've been digging into, it really captures the emotional weight of that single moment. It wasn't just about the runs, was it?
Not at all. It felt like the culmination of everything. Decades of waiting for so many fans. What did you take away from how the source reflected on that exact instant?
Well, one thing it really flags is his decision to promote himself, to come in before Yuvraj Singh
Yeah, that was huge.
in that pressure cooker. For the captain to say, okay, I'm going in now, take that responsibility head on.
Tells you everything about his leadership, doesn't it? Wanting to be the one to see it through.
Exactly. And then the six itself, that image, the pose, holding the bat.
And that split second of silence, almost, before the whole stadium just exploded. It's burned into memory, isn't it?
Absolutely. It shows a leader stepping up, making the big calls, and then delivering. And as the conversation points out, that leadership went way beyond just those big moments.
Yeah, for sure. The source material also gets into his role in, nurturing the next wave of talent.
Right. Players who are now huge names themselves.
Exactly. Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Jadeja. They all kind of grew under his captaincy, didn't they?
They really did. And the conversation offered some insights into how he did that, how he fostered that growth. It raises interesting questions about his leadership style.
Like what?
Well, the source material really emphasizes how selfless he seemed,
Mm.
always pushing the team into the spotlight, not himself.
Yeah, he'd often hang back in the celebrations, wouldn't he?
Exactly. That image of him handing the World Cup trophy over to the younger players first,
Mm.
what does that say to you?
It just screams team first, doesn't it? In a sport that loves individual heroes, he was always about the collective.
Mm.
And the conversation touches on his humility, too, not just in taking praise, but how he handled criticism.
Yeah, that's interesting.
The excerpts mention his focus, how he wouldn't get dragged into, public arguments or react defensively.
He just let his performance or the team's performance do the talking. How effective was that, do you think?
Pretty effective, I'd say. It kept the focus on the game. And as the conversation notes, this grounded thing wasn't just an act for cricket. It seems core to who he is, extending beyond the field.
It does seem that way.
Mm-hmm.
The source briefly touches on his life now. His service in the Army Reserves, his love for nature, the bikes.
Yeah, the bikes and family, clearly a priority. He's consciously stayed out of the nonstop media glare, hasn't he?
Very much so. You don't see him everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you about his values, perhaps?
It reinforces that image the conversation paints of someone who's just maybe built differently, is the phrase they use.
Something like that. So as we're absorbing all this, what are the big leadership takeaways from Dhoni based on this reflection? What resonates?
Well, trusting your team, that's a big one. That Jargon or Sharma moment really shows it.
Definitely.
Then staying calm when everything's going crazy. Captain Cool wasn't just a nickname, was it? It was real.
It defined him.
And leading by example, just doing the job, putting the team first. Actions over words.
And that name Thala, which the conversation unpacks,
Mm-hmm.
it means more than just captain, right?
Yeah, it's deeper. Leader, protector. There's a real affection there. It shows that connection he built.
And that connection, as the source highlights, it's not just about the wins, is it? It's emotional.
Totally.
Yeah.
He connected with a whole generation, instilled belief in things like patience, self-belief, grace under pressure, things that matter way beyond cricket.
Absolutely. His legacy isn't just stats or trophies. It's the impact on the mindset, fostering belief.
So as we wrap up this deep dive on MS Dhoni, maybe the main point from the conversation we explored is this. His impact is more than just facts and figures. It's an emotion, something deeply felt, way beyond just being a famous cricketer.
Well said. And maybe a final thought to leave people with. How could Dhoni's approach to pressure, that calm decisiveness, and his selfless leadership, how could those ideas maybe apply in our own lives, our own fields, far away from cricket?
Yeah. Something to chew on, definitely.